Hey, I'm Brian McCauley, and this is the Sales Edge. Hey, I'm in Syracuse, New York, on my way to the airport. It's a bit rainy today and a little bit dark, but I was going to make this video and just see how it would turn out. Today I want to talk about a principle that I've been speaking about for a while called Why Me? Many years ago, I was riding with a sales rep down in North Carolina, down in Charlotte, North Carolina. The gentleman's name was Austin Crawford. And Austin and I were out making some sales calls that day. We were on our way down to speak to a customer he had opened up about 6 months before, who had a large kind of a millwork shop. And that gentleman was buying 4x8 sheets of plain Fipon, white Fipon from Austin. And as the whole time we're driving down there, I was thinking, I wonder why this individual's buying these sheets of Fipon from Austin. He was buying them by the pallet, but there were other places this guy could have bought this Fipon that would have been more cost effective for his business. I didn't say anything to Austin. It was just something I was thinking about. We got there, and it must have been lunch break or something. There was nobody working in the shop. But we walked around and looked, and it was a pretty good sized organization. They had 6 or 7 cut tables up with some exhaust going up into the ceiling. It was a pretty decent sized organization. And Austin was kind of showing me around a little bit. As we got back into the car, we were actually going to lunch ourselves. I asked Austin, I said, hey, answer me a question. Why is this guy buying from you? He's obviously got other places he could buy this Fipon. And Austin said something that was quite impactful to me. Austin said, I asked myself that same question before I went in and talked to this guy. And I knew that if I went in and just talked about it from a cost-price perspective, I was going to lose. He said I had to be different. I had to talk different. So Austin went back into this guy with a different proposal. Austin's proposal was, you buy a pallet of 4x8 sheets of Fipon white from me at X price, which was about 50 cents, 75 cents a sheet more than what he was paying for it now. He said, one day a week until you work through that Fipon, I'm going to come down into this market and call on builders. See, this guy was buying these sheets of Fipon, and he was wrapping wooden columns with them and making virtually a maintenance-free column that he was then selling to builders in the area. So what Austin was doing was acting as a salesperson of this guy's, an unpaid salesperson of this guy's, for a period of time. So the guy agreed to do it, and Austin did what he said he was going to do. He came down into that market, once a week, and started selling to builders in that area the columns that this guy was making. These builders needed more products that Austin was selling than just these columns, so Austin was able to get some more business while he was down there for windows and vinyl siding and different things like that. They did not compete at all against this individual that was wrapping these columns. And that relationship stayed for a solid 3 or 4 years. And so it was really, at the end of the day, was a mutually beneficial idea. Austin took what was a commodity item and created some differentiation with it, combined with his service, and was able to get business that he wouldn't have got any other way. Many years after that, I was listening to a trainer speak. This gentleman named Jim Pancero. And Jim he'd say that every time you go talk to somebody new, they're asking themselves one question, and that question is, why, based on the alternatives available to me, should I buy from you? And when Jim said that, it struck me, that's exactly what Austin was doing. That why me that I started penning that phrase after I rode with Austin was the exact same thing. If you're going in and talking to somebody new and you can't answer that question, why would they buy from you based on the alternatives they have? If you can't answer that in a real, meaningful, impactful way, you're driving them to a price decision. Because the only thing that they can make a decision on is price. And that's a decision that they're going to make that you can win once in a while, but you're not going to win a price war more often than not. Somebody's always going to be cheaper. In my opinion, you need to answer that question before you go make any sales call. Why me? And give some serious thought to why me. You have to have a lot of skills in order to be an effective salesperson. We have to have organizational skills. We have to have good questioning skills. We have to be able to think on our feet. We have to be persuasive. We have to really know our products, and we have to be able to describe those products in a multitude of ways to be able to take care of different problems and issues that arise in people's business. But you also have to be confident. You have to be confident in your products. You have to be confident in the company you're working for. You have to be confident in yourself. And being able to answer that why me question helps with that confidence. You do that enough, you'll build more confidence that instead of asking customers, why me? They'll be asking themselves, why not me? Or you'll be asking yourself, why not me? Much different way of turning that conversation around. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know. Look forward to talking to you again.